Hello students, once again I am discussing FCFS algorithm, and in today's problem we also have the arrival time mentioned. Okay, so whenever the arrival time is given in our question, we have to take care that we concentrate or we focus on arrival time. We just cannot ignore the arrival time. So if you see the question, if you see the sequence of the processes, what is the sequence? P1, P2, P3. But if you see the arrival time, who has come first? Process P2 has come first at time 0. Then process P1 has come at time 1, and then the process P3 has come at time 2. So the process which comes early gets the chance to get inside the CPU first. Okay. So let's draw the Gantt chart. In our Gantt chart at time 0, which process has come? Process P2. So let's write process P2 first. What is the burst time of P2? The burst time of P2 is 3. So that means after 3 milliseconds, P2 will be fully executed. Which is the next process which has come? So at time 1, the process P1 has arrived. So P1 gets the chance to get inside the CPU. So let's put P1 in our Gantt chart. What is the burst time of process P1? It's 24. So 24, P1 gets a chance to get inside the CPU at time 3, and after 24 milliseconds P1 will be completed. So at what time it will be completed? 27 milliseconds. 24 plus 3 is 27. And the last process which gets a chance to get inside the CPU is process P3. And what is the burst time of P3? Burst time of P3 is 3. So at time 30, process P3 will be fully completed. Okay. So this is the Gantt chart, and for this Gantt chart, now we have to calculate the turnaround time as well as the waiting time, average turnaround time as well as average waiting time. So what is the formula of turnaround time? Turnaround time is process completion time minus process arrival time, and waiting time, what is the formula? Turnaround time minus burst time. Let's calculate the turnaround time of each process and average turnaround time. Similarly, the waiting time of each process and average waiting time. So let's do that. Okay, so what is the turnaround time of P1? If you see, process completion time is 27. So let's write 27 minus arrival time. What time process P1 came? Process P1 came at time 1. So 27 minus 1 is 26. Next, we will calculate the turnaround time of process P2, or the completion time of process P2 is 3. So let's write 3. And what time process P2 came? It came at time 0. So 3 minus 0. 3 minus 0 is equal to 3. Let's calculate the turnaround time of process P3. So what time process P3 completed? Process P3 was completed at time 30. So process completion time is 30 minus arrival time. What time process P3 arrived? It arrived at time 2. So 30 minus 2. And now we have to calculate the average turnaround time, and let's calculate average turnaround time. This is equal to 26 divided by 3. So that is 19 milliseconds. Okay. So this is how we have calculated the average turnaround time. Now is the time to calculate the waiting time as well as average waiting time. So let's calculate. Waiting time of P1 is turnaround time minus the burst time. So what is the turnaround time of P1? It's 26. And what is the burst time of P1? So that is 24. So 26 minus 24. So here you can see we have calculated the waiting time of process P1, process P2 and process P3, and along with that we have also calculated the average waiting time, which is 27 divided by 3, 9.0 milliseconds. That's all for the day. Thank you.